I am Amy Gardner, and I've been doing Tupperware for, 9.5 years now. But I too, 9 years ago when I first started, I did not like to talk in front of people. And me doing these videos in front of you, not going to happen because I was too nervous. All right. But I absolutely love it now. And I love that my kiddos love doing this with me too. So I have three kids. I had two when I started. They were 2 and 4, and that's why I started, because I was a stay-at-home mom. Not just, it's a lot being a stay-at-home mom, right? So, but I was a stay-at-home mom, and I wanted to bring in that extra money. And my kids were 2 and 4. I wanted to stay home with them and be able to work at the same time. And doing this, I was able to do that. And so now my kids are I have three. So they are 6, 12, and almost 14. And I have been the one here to, well, when they rode the bus, I was the one here to get them off the bus, or to get them on the bus, or to get them to school and bring them home, to go on the field trips, to like do all those fun things with them. And I absolutely love it. And we're getting back to it. So I'm pretty excited because I'm that mom that loves going on field trips. But anyway, we are making one of our family favorite recipes. We make it every year. It is apple butter. Now, my son and I, my youngest one, loves to help me in the kitchen. And last night, we tested it out and we made some really yummy apple butter. We actually added some pumpkin to it. Tonight, I'm not going to add the pumpkin, but you can add, and I will share with you how you can do that. But I love these products because it makes it easy for you to be in the kitchen. So, because we don't have a whole lot of time, right? We are constantly going somewhere. Tonight, our older son had football, our younger son had tap. And so we're all over the place. And that's just on a Tuesday night. So Monday through Thursday, we always have something going. And so to help in the kitchen, this guy is my go-to. This is our pressure cooker. And so I can do any meal, just about any meal in here in 30 minutes or less. And I can, if I have to, I can throw it in here, put it in the microwave, cook it up while we're gone, and then get home, and it's still going to be nice and hot for us to sit down and eat. It's also nice because for the nights that we eat early, I can toss it in here, put it in the microwave. It can be cooking up while I'm helping the kiddos do their homework before we go. And it's all super easy for cleanup because it goes into the dishwasher. Super easy. I need easy, right? And healthy. I'm all about having healthy too. Apple butter is kind of healthy. I try to make it a little bit healthier for us, right? But I know exactly what's going in it. And so that to me that means a lot. And my kids love it and they like to help me make it. So tonight I'm going to show y'all how to make apple butter. I already started chopping up my apples, but I'm going to show you how I dice those up. Those little chunks of cubes of apple. It's so awesome and so easy. So, but first I'm going to show you guys so Loretta was telling you about our Frisch Mart, right? So this does come in our amazing kit, or you can actually get it in a set. I recommend getting it in a set just because you get all 4 sizes. And when you get all 4 sizes, then you can have more homes for more produce. Because if you just get the one, then which one are you going to save, right? Which life? Are you going to save your strawberries? Are you going to save your mushrooms? Unless you only buy one kind of produce, then you need more, right? And so get the whole set. And it's awesome because it does save you all kinds of money. And look at this picture. They actually just revamped the picture so it's more clear. And look, it has a QR code on here. So that QR code, because this is not all the produce that we have out there. So you click on that QR code, put your little picture, your little camera on there, take your little picture, and it will show you exactly, there's lists of what your produce needs to be set on. All right. And you're probably like, set on, what's that? So on the top, there's this little slider. All right. And so there is a circle. There's 3 circles. One is completely empty, one's completely full, and one is half full. So some like a little bit of air, some like a lot of air, and some don't like any air at all. So this is your air ventilation. Okay. So you just take this little guy and you push it to the right circle. And on here we have our circles. All right. So see how we have groups. All right, so if it is in the same group, that means that you can put them together, that they can be roomies. Now, if they are not in the same group, don't put them together because they will basically kill each other, all right? So they don't get along, so don't put them together, all right? But the picture, it is etched into the product, so you don't ever have to worry about it washing off or peeling or scratching off, all right, is in the product. And if you put the slider on the opposite side of the picture, then all you have to do is find the picture and then move the slider to where that picture is, all right? So if it's all the way to the left, push it all the way to the left. If it's in the middle, then put it in the middle, all right? And right. So that will help you. And it also has little feet on the bottom. All right. So that will help keep it out of its condensation because all produce does create a condensation. And so it will go down and on the bottom, and then it will last you a whole lot longer. Now, we do recommend putting them in here dirty and dry. Okay. But if you are going to be if you have someone who is a big snacker, go ahead and wash it up and you want them to be able to just pull it out, you can do that. Just make sure that you dry them really well. All right. Now in here, I actually have 2 apples and they're splashing around because I actually put them in pineapple juice. All right. So, and I put them in pineapple juice so that they didn't get brown like this. All right. Now, if I would have poured the pineapple juice on top of these apples, they wouldn't have turned brown. Did you know that tip? So I have, this is our small deep. Love the small deep. Love the medium deep. The medium deep is great for, I love spinach. I put spinach in my eggs. I have spinach salad. I put spinach in a lot of stuff. Spinach is really good for you. So I get a big thing of it and it will fit inside of here and it will last me, gosh, well, a week and a half, 2 weeks. All right. Because that's how long it'll last. And I eat it all, but it doesn't go bad, which is awesome. And a big, huge tip. Now, this is the medium deep or the medium. Loretta had her herbs in hers. You can also put in here your cucumbers. You could put in here your celery and your, my mom, we grow asparagus. And so we put our asparagus in here too. So it's the ones that are like lazy. Now, sometimes when we have a little bit of strawberries, I'll put them in here and then I'll put them like underneath my 1 meat drawer. But another tip for you, if you're like, where am I going to put all that? What you're going to do is you're going to take out that Crispit drawer and you can replace it with your Fridge Smarts. All right. So those will fit really nicely right where the Crispit drawer is. And I actually have 2 stacks next to each other. So these are kind of like our modular mates, only they're for your refrigerator and your produce. But they're like modular mates because they stack really nicely on top of each other. All right. So love those. But anyway, back to this amazing apple butter. So it is really, really crazy easy. And I am using our mandolin to do this. And I'm just going to do it right over top of our pressure cooker here. All right. And this is so nice because it sits nice and flat, but it does have legs that come out. And so that you can hold on to this when you are slicing up your tomato or your onion or your potatoes or your apples. All right. Now, I actually don't need that because I'm just going to sit it right on top of here. And the blade, right now we have a straight edge blade in here. Okay. And so it comes out really nicely, really easy on the sides right here. You just pull that up on both sides. All right. And it does come with a serrated edge as well. So you can make crinkle cut fries or chips or whatever tickles your fancy. And always use our hand guard, okay? Because this guy, all of our blades are crazy sharp. So you got to be super careful. And especially if your kiddos are around, yeah, got to be careful. So I can remember, yeah, guys like to not use this, have them use it. They need to use this because it's really sharp, all right? And you don't want any hands. Now, can you guys, let me move this. All right, so I have my apple right here. And my son, my youngest one, was actually helping me do this part because this part is fun too. So you just take the little handle and you put this right over top, and then the apple goes right inside, all right? And so the same would go with, you know, potatoes or your onions or your tomato. I did tomato last week with my hamburgers. So yummy. I actually put some of those tomatoes today on top of my salad. So, and that is exactly 1 week later, and they are still good. Sliced up and everything. All right, so to do the chunks, I'm going to start, and I did put the middle up, the blades. See the little blades in the middle? So you can either do strips with that, or you can do chunks. And I also put this blade up. All right, so whenever it's not in use, always put it back down in the locking mode so that nobody accidentally cuts themselves on it. Now I do have here, and I have some juice on it from my apple, a cutting board. Okay, so I earned this. This is one of those fun things as a consultant that you can earn that are extras. And so it is a cutting board that has on here how to cut. Now we do have these pictures to share with you if you choose to get your own mandolin, because let me tell you, it is amazing and you will love it, especially this time of year, right? So picking those cucumbers, picking those zucchinis, making our canning them, right? So it makes it a whole lot easier to slice them up. So I'm going to go ahead and take my apple. Now, did you see what I did? So it's like this. Yes, you turn it, you take it, and you turn it. And it's just, it's really, really easy. Now, my son, I probably could let him do this, but just in case he moves, I mean, he's only 6, so I am not going to let him, just in case. All right, so now at the bottom, I have the one piece. I am being very careful, but I am not going to push it through. I'll push it back. But if you push it through, then you can cut up your little guys here, all right? And you don't want to do that. So just put that in there. All right, and so easy, right? So what else could you top with this? Dice potatoes for potato soup or potato salad. You guys like potato salad? This is also really, whoops. Okay, so I get a little bit messy when I do this, and that's okay. But it's also great for making those really thin. I'm gonna go ahead and put those down. The really thin potatoes. So for like potato au gratin or scalloped potatoes are really good too. All right, so good there. Now, usually my dog is around, so for anything that falls on the floor, she will eat it up. She loves apples. All right, and that's okay. So look at this apple. Can you see it? I know the lighting. Look at how white that apple is and compared to this one. I cut them basically at the same time. Okay, like I peel them at the same time. But this one is lighter because of it being in the pineapple juice. So now normally for your pressure cooker, you don't want to not have any juice. Like you want to have juice over top of everything, right? So, but with the apples, because there's so much juice inside of them, I don't need to do that. So I have to take off the lid because I have a whole tablespoon here. Now, the biggest one that you can fit in here is actually the half a tablespoon. So if I wanted to not do that, I could just go ahead and use a half tablespoon twice. But I am lazy and I'm not going to do it. So, but I love our spices, and in here it says cinnamon vanilla. It's just cinnamon. We used to have cinnamon vanilla, but I just get cinnamon because it's just as good. And then we're going to go ahead and put some actual vanilla in there, tablespoon of that. So yummy. And nutmeg. Okay, guys, these small spice containers are available right now, and they're not always available, and they're not going to be available after tomorrow. So make sure that if you don't have these yet, you go ahead and get yourself some. So I am doing a half of a teaspoon of nutmeg, and then a half a teaspoon of cloves. Now, if you don't like all these spices, you could absolutely just do applesauce in here. And applesauce, I would keep it simple with just cinnamon, vanilla, maybe, and well, that's it. Cinnamon, vanilla, and some sugar. All right, because sugar doesn't hurt anything. And so I have 1 cup of stevia. All right, so you can use regular sugar if you want to. I always use the stevia brand, and I have 1 cup of brown sugar. Now it's actually not, it's, gosh, I forget exactly what it's called, but it's like stevia or Truvia, but it's good for you, okay? So 1 cup of each of those, and then you just mix it up. And you want to make sure that all of those apples are covered up, and then you're going to put it in the microwave for 20 minutes. Now, I have a pretty high microwave, so you may have to put it in there a little bit longer, like 25 minutes. But whatever you do, okay, so you gotta make sure that the little popper is up, and I will show you what I'm talking about here in a minute. But this is so good. And actually, when last night, my son and I were like, okay, we're making some pumpkin apple butter. My husband doesn't like pumpkin, so we're going to leave pumpkin out of this one. But we did add about half a cup, quarter of a cup to about a half a cup of pumpkin, and just to give it that little extra flavor. And it was really good. All right, so, but there, that's it. It's all mixed up, and all you have to do is leave it like that. Otherwise, like if you have meat in here, you want to make sure that meat is covered with something like a liquid or maybe a sauce, but just covered. Okay. So otherwise, whatever is sticking out, it will get a little bit hard, because when the pressure cooker is full of pressure, well, it pulls all of the moisture out, right, to cook. And so it gets hard, and you don't want that, because that is not fun. Now, this little indicator down here, this little yellow guy will be up, and he will be screaming and saying, ah, you know, and that is when it is full on cook. All right. So once all the pressure releases, then this guy will go down, and then you can open it up. Do not try to open this up until after that guy goes down. And once it goes down and you do open it, you're ready to open it, make sure you open it away from your face, because that's a facial that you won't want. Okay. It will hurt. So, and it'll be delicious. You can do a roast with carrots and potatoes in here. You could do soups and stews in here. Last night, what did I make last night? I made chili. Oh, it was so good. But also did this apple butter. So once you do the apple butter, then you can use your, if you have a smasher, you can smash it up, because it's going to be really soft to apples, or you can use our supersonic chopper system and puree it. All right. So it's really good for pureeing foods and making baby food. All right. So I actually have this guy. This is one of our Tupperware jars. When it comes back, if you don't have any, I recommend trying to get some. All right. Because these are awesome. So once it sits, it gets thicker, but I just want to, it'll be a little bit runny, but look at that. So good. So last night my kids had peanut butter and apple butter sandwiches. Actually, they had them today for lunch, but so yummy. You could put this, I am totally going to eat this spoonful, but you could eat it like this. You could put it on cottage cheese. You could put it on toast. You can make sandwiches with it. You can take our croissant maker and put it inside of croissants. How yummy would that be, right? You bake it up. Oh, so good. Anyway, so many different fun things that you can do with it. And I hope that you enjoyed this little bit. And back to you, Ellen.